First year in crypto or multi-year vet, this strategy works. This is NC Hammer Crypto. My name is Neil, keeping technical analysis short and sweet as always, starting off with Bitcoin. A lot of people think we are going to start seeing this push up. That is a possibility. We would need to be closing above the 112,000, which is easily possible to get above this area. And if that does happen, we could start seeing the rest of this orange line play out, and we may not see that lower low. Me personally, I think we might have a quick retracement before ultimately we have Powell do interest rate cuts and we start seeing that push up, which is the 17th, I think, right here. So somewhere in this time area, we would see a push up. However, I could be wrong and we could start seeing that reversal happening right now. So keep that in mind. I'm going to try and keep some of these short so you guys who just watch for XCN can just skip to that point and I don't waste 12 minutes of my life for nothing. But CTSI, if you guys have not entered into CTSI, it is looking very, very bullish. We are getting over that 200 EMA for the third time. The first two times were very violent and they retraced to keep respect to the 200 EMA. The volume is decreasing, the price is increasing. And once we get over that 200 EMA, there is a very long way, for CTSI to run to get to the top. 48 cents, 78, $1.16. We are at 8 cents. So if you got less than a dime, put it in this, see what happens, just for fun. See what would have happened if you put more into CTSI. I'm not saying put an entire bag into CTSI. I have a smaller portion in CTSI, but it's definitely looking very, very good and healthy right now, but not financial advice. IOTX had that retracement, respect with the upward trend line, held it as some support, which is off of the 0.786 Fibonacci, more or less, and we are starting to push back up towards that 200 EMA. A little bit of rejection, so I believe we may have a touch to this trend line yet again before pushing up towards this downward trend line, and ultimately we need to get above 0.03 cents to start seeing some real movement for IOTX, and then the next real resistance is around 0.07 or 0.06 at the 618 Fibonacci. But for about almost 3 cents right now, it is looking very healthy. Right whenever something gets over that 200 EMA, we see a major push up. We got over the 200 EMA back here in October. Absolute bonkers all the way up to 10 cents. So IOTX, that's just the beginning. There's definitely a lot more where that came from. But 2 cents to 40 cents, pretty good ROI on IOTX. If you have not entered, that is another one that's looking like a better entry once we get above that 200 EMA yet again. Spell, I lost a lot of momentum in analytics whenever I brought up Spell, but Spell is holding that upward trend line. It is getting a lot of pressure from the CM Guppy. Still has that 200 EMA sharking in from the top, but ultimately we need to start seeing a little bit movement upwards, mainly volume. We need to get more volume pushing into Spell to start seeing that upward momentum. As of right now, still waiting for it to cross that 200 EMA before getting a bigger entry on Spell. One of my favorites can be traded on MEXC, reference in the description below. If you use that, you get 10 USDT. We are currently at 1363, and we had our original entry at 750. It's been nothing but profit. You had the opportunity to get in around $9, maybe even $10, but once we are above 11, there is no coming back into this area. This is lava, it is on fire, and we are most likely not going to be touching this 200 EMA anytime soon for Tornado Cash. It washes cryptocurrency. It's definitely something you should stack a bag of just for fun, but all-time high of $459, currently $13. It is up from the multiple weeks I recommended entry, but not giving financial advice, 30% more or less. I was stating anything above $11 is good. So while you're waiting for a bag that you have stacked to go up, Tornado has been doing 30% in the past couple weeks overall, breaking downward trend lines, getting massive support from a 200 EMA. More volume is all we need to start seeing this push up, and everything is extremely healthy for Tornado Cash. So while you're waiting for that one big move for another coin to, make life-changing gains, that is a possibility, but you could be making that over the months while you are waiting, having your money set aside or at a better entry by not trying to enter into FOMO and buying the coin at the top. Clear, we may be pushing down to test this as support once more, but we are getting a little bit of rejection, so you may have an opportunity to enter Tornado Cash if you have not yet. Real quick on Doge, 21 cents. Oh, look at that, 21 cents, pushed it up to what? Roughly 24 cents. Strange how we called that these past weeks. Said this is extremely strong support. We are going to start seeing it push up towards the 24-cent mark. It is up 13%. So if you have some cash set aside, this would be something that you would be looking for those opportunities. You had multiple days down here at 21 cents, and then a 13% increase. You could sell if you wanted to, wait for a retracement back down here. And since it's not a big bag, there's not a whole bunch of risk behind the reward, but there's also not as much reward, but you can play the market and start seeing where your entries and exits will work. Maybe you say, oh, I'm going to hold it until it breaks this point and continues. That's something that you can do as well. But most likely, if you want to start day trading or scalp trading, this would be an area we would be looking at to sell, as we would most likely have a little bit of retracement before pushing back up, and you would be entering on that retracement. But Doge is very healthy. There's so many to do, but we'll do XCN, XYO on the other video, BNT. We'll do QNT on the other video too. No, we'll do it on this video. We'll do QNT this video. XCN, still liquidation world down here around 0.008. There's a bunch of sellers trying to get rid of it before it drops lower, but there are also way more buyers that are just lurking to pick up people who are selling off whenever they've let out thousands of dollars down to the downside. I expect a clear double bottom. If I am correct, yeah, call me a guru, but this is just what I am expecting. A double bottom and that push up towards this downward red trend line. Most likely break. If it breaks, it's probably going to be pretty massive. But I usually always expect a retrace down to test this downward trend line as support before pushing up again. However, crypto has proved me wrong time and time again, where you can expect this push up and then expect a trace down towards this area. That did not happen. It was just a quick retracement and then ultimately got bought up and bought up even more. That would be one example. Not saying that happened to me on XCN, but this is just how crypto works. You get a liquidation, taking people's money, and then that ultimate push up where they have to enter at a higher price, giving the opportunity to liquidate yet again. But XCN, still similar play, double bottom, waiting for that push up. And if you guys don't watch the rest of the video, like and subscribe, but there are a lot of good coins that you should be stacking that I will kind of show you in the next videos. None of this is financial advice. Yeah, and good luck. Have fun with it. I may bring XCN in the other videos, so keep an eye out. Later.